All right, guys, it's me, your boy, Mr. T-Bone, Mr. T-Rex, Mr. Thanatos, your best friend, your teacher, your confidant. Here we are, lesson 56. We're finally at the equation for slope-intercept form. This is something I've talked about for a while now. I'm sure, I don't know if you remember me saying y equals mx plus b, but I know I've definitely said it, okay? Y equals mx plus b, okay? Now, I've said it. Now, what the heck does it mean? So do your mental math, your problem solving, and the new concept. So the way your book writes it, y equals slope x plus the y-intercept, okay? Which is a great way to do it as well, okay? The slope-intercept equation is called y equals mx plus b. And when you are talking about this equation, m is your slope, okay? Your slope is your rise over your run, okay? We usually always express slope as a fraction. So if we're graphing that slope, okay, the angle of the line, that's, say, 3 over 4, okay, 3/4. That's an example. That means you go up 3 and you go over 4. Okay, so from 1 point you go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you would do that both ways forever. Or you go, if you're going backwards, you do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That is your slope. Okay. B is your y-intercept. And what that means is this is the point in which the line passes through the y-axis, okay? Or where it intercepts the y-axis, okay? And what we mean by that is here, my slope is 1 up, 1 over, okay? Or 1 over 1, okay? Like I said, we always express slope as a fraction, 1 over 1, okay? So 1 over 1, 1 up, 1 over, 1 up, 1 over. The y-intercept is 0, okay? It intercepts the y-axis right there at 0. My y-intercept for this second one is 2 because it is intercepting the y-axis at positive 2. 0 again, negative 1, positive 2, and there is no y-intercept here. It never, ever, ever passes the y-intercept, okay? This one is odd, okay? We say it means the slope is undefined. We say that it doesn't even have a y at all, okay? There is no y in the equation. It just says x equals negative 3. And that's it. This line has no slope. It only has a y-intercept, so it just says y equals 2. Okay. Now remember, the whole point of a graph is to help us figure out answers when there's more than one variable. Okay, if you have 2 variables, then we can do a graph, a line, and that tells us every single possible answer for our equation. If we have an equation y equals x plus 2, there's no way to figure out what x equals. But if x does equal 1, then I know that y equals 3. If x equals 2, I know y equals 4. Okay? And a graph just shows us that. And that's helpful. However, if we only have that one variable, then the graph really isn't all that necessary, and it does some weird things. Y equals 2? Well, y equals 2. That's the answer. Y is always and forever going to be 2, no matter what x is. If x equals -3, well, then that's our answer. X equals -3. And it will continue forever and ever and ever and ever to equal -3 no matter what y is. Okay? In these examples. Okay? So we are going to see a bunch of equations. Y equals mx plus b. Whatever is being multiplied to x is our slope. Whatever is being added or subtracted from x is our y-intercept. Now, things are going to get weird later on, way later on. Okay, we're going to see things like 3y equals 4 plus 2x. Now, this is technically the same thing. We just have to move stuff around first. One, we could do 2x plus 4. Okay, so that looks more accurate. But then we have to get y on its own, so we're going to have to divide everything by 3 to get y equals 2/3 x plus 4/3. Okay, or 1 and 1/3. So eventually we'll get it into the y equals mx plus b form. But that is later. Okay, we're not going to have to deal with complicated equations like that just yet. Right now, all I want you to do is when you see an equation, you say 2/3, okay, that's my slope. -4, that's where it hits the y-intercept. So I go down 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my first dot. That's where it hits the y-intercept. That's where I'm going to start my drawing. And in fact, let's go ahead and let's do this. I have my graph. -4 is the first point you do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Y-intercept, that tells me where my line is. Now up to over 3. Okay. The rise over the run. Okay. Up to over 3. Up to over 3. Or if we're going backwards, down to over 3. Down to over 3. And we have a straight line. Okay? Really, really pay attention to this. This is stuff you're going to be using for a long time. We're not moving away from this anytime soon. Okay? The book might take a break and do some other stuff, but we're definitely going to be using this stuff for quite a while. Okay? Here's an example of a negative slope. Okay? Goes backwards. Okay? However, +2 y-intercept. Okay? Really focus on this practice set. Let me know if you have any questions. Let's go ahead and let's do, I want you to do 2 through 30 even. Okay, 2 through 30 even. I am going to do number 29 right now with you, okay? Because I want you to see what I'm doing here. Because I don't think they've given you enough information for 29. Find the slope of a line passing through the points 3, 4, okay? So we have to draw a graph, okay? So 3, we always do our x and our y, okay? So 3, 4. That means 3 over, 4 up, okay? And the other one is -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, -3, 1, 2, 3, okay? These are my 2 points, okay? Now I need to figure out the slope. Well, now that I have 2 points, remember, rise over run. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up. And, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over. 7 over 7, okay? Which we know turns into 1 or 1 over 1, okay? My slope is 1, okay? that is how you figure that out. I wanted to include that because I felt like they haven't given you enough information for it, and I really wanted you to have that example. Okay, that's lesson 56, guys. Have a good one.